Our family moved to Wisconsin when I was in elementary school, and Wisconsin's still where I call home. It's where I lived for 8 years, and got into hockey. My mother blames the Walt Disney's Mighty Ducks. Because I watched the movie and came home and said I wanted to be a hockey player, and had never been to an ice rink ever. Started playing hockey when I was a high school sophomore, so the summer before. Played all through high school. When it was time to go to college, I knew I wanted to still play, but I definitely wasn't good enough to play on a Division I scholarship team. But the schools in Wisconsin, you either had to be super good, amazing, or the questions were, well, can you backwards skate? Yeah. And so moved to Minnesota and played there for a year or so on the college team there as well. Hockey's always been a huge part of my life. It's how I identified, and I was always going to keep playing no matter what.
When Karen first came into my life and to NAU, she was able-bodied, and progressively there was just a decline in her health.
Literally one day in January in 2007, I woke up and my feet were asleep. And I kind of ignored it. I had had knee surgery in December and then thought maybe I should go to a doctor to have them look at it.
She was kind of faced with physicians or traveling to different places and them telling her, we don't know what's going on with you, and her saying, but I don't feel right, and this is starting to progressively get worse.
Over a month or so, I noticed that it was harder to walk, that I'd stumble and trip more, and maybe not fall completely, but it almost, when I would describe it to people, it felt like you were trying to walk in hockey skates or ski boots or something really chunky.
I think it did start with numbness and her feeling pain in her feet and in her toes and not sure what was going on, and then her mobility, starting to be more painful to walk.
By that point, it really was my legs were kind of numb, knee-ish somewhere in there, and it was just really hard to walk. And so, doing the best I could, I'd kind of give up on physical therapy periodically, and then I'd go back to it again. And then in the summer, my hands started going numb.
And went through a ton of tests to try to figure out what's going on.
And so they actually thought that it was more of carpal tunnel, just me being a little bit abusive to my body with the crutches, because I hadn't slowed down. And so they sent me to some other doctor here in town who was like, yeah, you've done nerve damage to your arm. And when I told him, he's like, well, are you gentle? Are you slow with him? And I was like, I'm running on him. I'm still trying to climb a mountain, run, walk a half marathon. He was like, yeah, you need to slow down.
She continues to try to find out the answers, but she's not so tied to it. I think there was a time where she was really tied to, I need to know why, I need to know what they can do to fix this. And now I think she realizes it's okay if this is who I am. I'm just going to live it up. I'm going to go and I'm going to try things that I probably never would have tried before.
I tried skating for a while until it got to a point where I couldn't. And it was one of those where I was definitely frustrated of man, I have to give up skating. I can't skate anymore. Hockey's always been a big part of my life, and it was definitely one of those that I wasn't going to let it get taken away. And so to be able to keep playing and play again means a lot.
Bring it in! Karen, what do you play? You play defense, right? I want you to play D with me then. This team is the U.S. Or the Coyote Sled hockey team, sponsored by Phoenix Coyotes. A lot of people like the feeling of just skating and being able to soar, being able to do something that they are able to do when they are able to walk, and now transition and still be able to do something that they love to do.
Yeah, I think once I got to be able to play sled hockey again, and once I realized that, man, I can play hockey again, I can be on a sports team, not only just play and practice, but you get to travel and play other teams. And so it definitely, even as somebody going on 30, you get to be part of a team again and be competitive and play the sport that I definitely fell in love with in high school.
So that when I receive the puck, I can get it off as fast as possible.
The skating, I feel, it's hard to transition because you're used to skating one way and your mind's telling you it's easier, but you're having to do it totally different in a sled, and you're not using your legs to steer, you're using your arms now. So, she's starting to really make that transition now. I see her speed picking up and her turning ability and getting up.
We were playing the tournament down, it was like January, February, the Phoenix team was hosting a tournament. And so after one of the games, one of the, I don't know if he was a coach or an assistant coach, but he was with the USA team, came up afterwards, and I was just hanging in the lobby, and he introduced himself to me and was like, hey, he's like, we're trying to start up a women's team. And he's like, can I get your contact information? So I gave him my email, and in the back of my mind, I was like, right, I've been playing for not even a year, and you're talking to me about a national team. Like, this cannot be real. Like, I'm sure I'm never gonna hear from him again, whatever. And so right now I play for the US Women's National Sled Hockey Team, and hopefully for the 2014 Paralympics, it'll be a sport there.
As soon as this person gets it, you gotta haul butt. You gotta start moving. Shoot it! Stay up high, Karen.
You know, it's great that now she's able to transition and bring in something, again, like I said, something that she loves and able to carry it. And now she's, you know, on the U.S. team and stuff, and hopefully bringing us a gold medal, so.
I don't know that I have fear per se for what Karen's future is in regards to her physical being, because I don't know, I think her spirit is so tremendous that I don't know what could happen to me, you know, or to any one person. So much of that is that Karen doesn't have that fear.
If you're gonna let something get you down, okay, but you know, try to find the positive outlook on life, try to find the positive in it, you know, that it's in there somewhere. I don't have a diagnosis, and that, you know, we don't know why things happen for a reason always, and so, but try to find that best outlook on life when possible.